say our own people. You know what I'm saying?
They sold us for money. They sold us for money.
Who sold us for money though? Give me that in Joel 3.
The black Africans sold us.
The black who?
Africans.
The black Africans. Are we Africans?
No.
We not Africans. You know what I'm saying? So did you believe that too? Did you believe? It was all one continent, but the Lord divided the nations upon their inheritance. It's 18 different nations in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna show you what nation of people sold us, because although us and Africans have the same skin color, that don't mean we the same people. Read that.
Joel chapter 3 and verse 2.
So you familiar with history, right? I asked you earlier how this happened to us. Slavery happened to us, right? How did we get to this side of the world? By what? What is that? What is this right here? That's a boat, right? We came over here by boat, right? What happened to us when we got over here? They sold us. Different plantations. You seen Roots, 12 years of slaves, seen all these slavery movies that they come out with? That happened to us. What nation of people brought us over here? Did we bring ourselves over here? What happened to us when we got to this side of the world? Who brought us to this side of the world? White people brought us to this side of the world. What did they do to us when they brought us to this side of the world? They sold us, called us niggas. We were slaves. They sold us as commodity, right? Read that.
Joel chapter 3 and verse 2. I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
So I ask you, what do you look forward to when Christ come back, right? So what we know with American history and Bible history is that the so-called white people brought us over here on slave ships. Not only did they bring us over here, not only did they have a part in our slavery, all nations had a part in our slavery. You know who built the Great Wall of China? We did. We did. The Israelites built the Great Wall of China. You know who built some of them pyramids in Egypt? We did. I can show you all that in the scripture. You know what I'm saying? So although us and them nations might have the same skin color, we differ from those nations. Right. We built. Who built America? America was built off slave labor. Who was in them cotton fields? America is still thriving off that cotton money to this day. So the benefits, the Lord said that we keep his commandments. The same people that brought us over here on slave ships, beat our backs in, you know what I'm saying, took all of our money, changed our last name. Cause what's your last name? Yeah. Your last name is what?
My last name Eric.
Your last name Eric. What's your last name? Where you think you get that from? Because if we go back far enough, we got it from the people that had us in slavery, right? So what did the Lord say he gonna do to those people? Read that.
And will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage Israel.
So God said he gonna gather all the nations, the white man, the Chinese man, the Japanese man, the Africans, the Arabs, the East Indians, everybody that had a part in our slavery. He said he gonna gather all the nations and plead with them for my heritage Israel. Showing you that God only, the God that we know, the God of the Bible, only came for one nation of people.
Right.
We've been in church all of our lives. John 3:16. That's the scripture they pull, right? For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. They say that Jesus Christ is coming back to save all people. But we know in the Bible that God say his heritage, his people is Israel. This is who Christ is coming back to save. Right. All the people that you see on this sign, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the same people that they said ain't shit in America, right. The same ones that's walking around here with their pants hanging out their butt, right. Smoking dope, selling drugs in the community, growing up in these single-parent households, them same people, God said he gonna come back to save them.
That's right.
But before he save us, what position do we have to put ourselves in? That's the question that we should be asking. But read on.
Whom they have scattered among the nations.
What?
Whom they have scattered among the nations.
Like we said before, the so-called white man, Chinese man, all these nations have scattered up. Guess what? We all across the world. If you go to Africa, it's gonna be some people in the ghetto that look just like you. Right. If you go to China, it's gonna be some people in the ghetto that look just like us. Niggas is everywhere. We've been scattered all over the world. And guess what? The same condition that we face over here is the same condition that we have all across the world. Right. We are God's chosen people. So he said he gonna gather the nations and he gonna plead with them, meaning he gonna kill them for who? For us. Read.
And they have cast lots for my people.
They did what?
Have cast lots for my people.
Let's find out who cast lots for us. Who sold us? Read.
And have given a boy for an harlot.
So back in the days, you know what I'm saying, when they wanted to trade us and sell us, they sold us for harlots. They traded us among one another. You ever seen 12 Years a Slave? Whenever a white man came to a different plantation, they would take one of the women and give them to him so he can go sleep with them. That's what they did to us then. Read.
And have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink.
That they may what?
That they may drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
Tyre and Zidon are African nations. So he said, y'all sold my people for wine and for money, right?
Yeah.
What have you to do with me, O Africans? That's who Tyre and Zidon is. Read.
Don't go nowhere, bro.
And all the coasts of Palestine.
Listen up, because like I said, what we gotta do as a nation of people, we gotta come back to keeping God's commandments, right? Because what did I tell you earlier? Are we the worst people upon the face of the earth? Or are we the best people upon the face of the earth? Who are we though? What's your nationality? What's our nationality? What do you subscribe to? What do you call yourself? We call ourselves African American, right? But what did God call us? What do God call us? God calls us Israelites, bro.
Right.
So guess what? We can't subscribe to African American no more.
That's right.
We cannot subscribe to it. Because us subscribing to African American means that we're going to continue in the doctrine of the white man. Because this man said that God can save everybody, and guess what? You can do what you want to do in this lifetime and still make it to the next. That ain't how this works.
Right.
If we want to see change in your community, you got to change. And believe it or not, bro, we can't depend on the older generation to do it. We got to do it ourselves. And guess what? It started with men just like you. Why am I telling you this? Hold that. Give me Titus 3:3. I'm telling you that because I was in the same position at one point in time. I wasn't always doing this. I was on that side where I was smoking weed. Every woman I see, I wanted to be with. I was in the game. Whatever I felt like I wanted to do, I did it. You know what I'm saying? I had nothing to restrain me. But what I understood was that God called me. I have a greater purpose. We have a purpose. Believe it or not, bro. You have a purpose. And your purpose ain't to be living the life that you living right now. Where you stay at? You stay with your mama? Is it easy for you on a day-to-day basis? It's hard, right? Because the Lord said we are broken-hearted people.
That's right.
We're broken-hearted people because we broke God's commandments. So guess what? You have a responsibility to God to keep His commandments. Read that.
Titus chapter 3 and verse 3.
For you too, bro.
For we ourselves also were sometimes foolish.
Guess what? The men that you see out here right now, we got older men, we got younger men, we got men in their mid-age. He said we ourselves were sometimes foolish. Guess what? We was at one time on the other side of that coin. Like I told you, I was doing everything that you're doing and probably more. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you're doing probably 10 times over. I'm not glorifying in that, but that's the lifestyle that we lived at one point in time. So he said we ourselves were sometimes foolish. Read.
Disobedient.
It's what?
Disobedient.
Well, I wasn't listening to my mom. Mama said stay in the house. Guess you know what I was doing? 12 o'clock, I'm sneaking out.
Right.
Don't go to that party. You know what I'm doing? I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Don't leave this house. I'm leaving. How you gonna tell me not to leave the house?
Bring it out.
Disobedient to parents. That's what we were. Read. Deceive, believing that Christ's gonna come back to save everybody, believing that I can do what I want to do and still make it to the kingdom of heaven. That's what I believe. I was deceived. Read.
Serving diverse lusts.
Some of the lust that we have today, we like to smoke, we like to drink, we like women. You know what I'm saying? Do you not like women? You like to smoke? Smoke weed, right? You like to drink? You like all that, right? Those are diverse lusts. And believe it or not, going down that path it has two endings, but they end up being the same thing.
Right.
Dead or in jail.
Right.
Read.
Serving diverse lusts and pleasures.
Pleasure. We love to feel them women. You know what I'm saying? We like to have sex. Those are diverse pleasures that we all were subject to in the world. Read.
Living in malice.
Living in what?
Living in malice.
You hate a nigga just because he don't rock the same color as you do. You know what I'm saying? You hate him because he dark skinned. Whatever the case may be. It's a lot of malicious thoughts that we have towards one another. Read.
Living in malice and envy, hateful and hating one another. But after that, the kindness and love of God, our Savior toward man, appeared. Not by works of righteousness, which we have done, but according to His mercy, He saved us.
So guess what? We used to be we in that same lifestyle. But it was the Lord's mercy that saved us. You know how the Lord's mercy saved us? Because we had men come and teach us that there is a better way. You struggling right now, right? So I mean, you tried everything. I guarantee you ain't tried keeping God's commandments. Because at the end of the day, that's what we gotta do. Ecclesiastes 11:9. 9:11, which one? 11:9. Give me Ecclesiastes 11:9. Because as young people, a lot of times we tend to think that we got time. Because we young, we can do what we want to do, we can live how we want to live, and the Lord gonna have mercy on us because we young. But listen to what Solomon said. Solomon was the wisest man upon the earth. He did everything he wanted to do, had every woman he ever had. He had it all. But look what he told us. This is his message to us. Read.
Ecclesiastes chapter 11 and verse 9. Rejoice, O young man.
Oh, young man. And guess what? 19 is considered to be young. How old are you? That's still considered to be young. So he said, rejoice, O young man. Read.
In thy youth. And let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth.
So guess what? Do what you want to do. Whatever makes you happy, do it. Read.
And walk in the ways of thine heart and in the sight of thine eyes.
Whatever your heart desire, whatever your eye desire, go after. Do what you want to do. Go ahead.
But what?
But means, what does but mean? But means like,
It's a caveat.
It's a caveat, right? So guess what? You can walk after everything you see, you can have it. Whatever your heart desire, you can have it. But means whatever I just said, this is the opposite of that. Read.
But know thou that for all these things God will bring thee into judgment.
Whatever you do in this lifetime, you're gonna have to answer God for that.
That's
right. So you might want to have that luxurious lifestyle and live like you want to live, but the Lord is gonna require it of you. So what you gotta do right now? Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13.
What's our job as Israelites? Because we not African American. How does the Lord tell us to live as Israelites? Read.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments.
Our whole duty.
Finish it out.
For this is the whole duty of man.
Our whole duty while we're on this earth. And when I say we, I'm not talking about all people. I'm talking about the people that you see on this sign. Because God holds us to a higher standard than all people. So our duty as Israelites is to fear God and keep his commandments. What are some of his commandments, you may ask? You say you smoke, right? Give me 1 Corinthians 3:16. These are the things that we gotta do if we want to see change in our community. And although these things may seem small, the small changes that you make in your life become a part of your life. And things can get easier. And I ain't gonna even say they're gonna get easier. You get stronger from doing these things. Read.
1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God?
And that's what we don't realize, bro. Like I said, although we have been through 400 years of slavery, although we still are oppressed in this land to this day, although the world tells us that we ain't nothing, the Lord said, know ye not that ye are the temple of God. Read.
And that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?
The Spirit of God, what you see us doing right now, this is how the Spirit of God came upon us. When we made the change in our lives, we able to come out here and make change in your life. Right. And if you want to be doing that, because this is purpose. Now we have purpose. Before we ain't have no purpose. We was just like you, wandering around to and fro. You know what I'm saying? But this is purpose. This is what we are supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the benefits of keeping the commandments, we're going to go over that too, because that's something to look forward to. Read.
If any man defile the temple of God.
So if you defile your temple, because we're supposed to honor God in our bodies. Our spirit dwells inside of this body, right? So God said it's certain food that we're not supposed to eat. You eat pork? You eat pork? God said we're not supposed to eat that. You know what I'm saying? It's certain smoking. We can't honor God by putting smoke in our bodies. What does smoke do to our bodies? It destroys it. You smoke cigarettes too? Smoke blacks? Smoke blacks, right? On the back of that package, it say warning, could cause cancer. We buy it and we read it, but what do? Still put it in the air. You know what I'm saying? They telling you what it's going to do to your body, what it's going to do to your temple. So the Lord said, you don't know that you're the temple of God. And you're not supposed to defile your temple. How you defile it? By smoking, by eating these foods, by overeating, by having sex with multiple women. That's how you defile your temple too. Read.
Him shall God destroy.
For we say if you defile your temple, God is going to destroy you. How is he going to destroy you? What happens when you sleep with multiple women? What are some of the diseases that you contract from sleeping with multiple women? HIV, AIDS. Guess what? Half of the women may not even be women today.
Bring it out. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like back in the days, it may have been a little different, which don't make it right. But you got transgenders, homosexuals, you got women that portray to be men. You know what I'm saying? They'll fool you. You know what I mean? So the culture now is way more dangerous than it was back then. Don't make it right, but it's still dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So read it again.
If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are.
So we gotta learn to keep God's commandments. You can't defile your temple. You can't put that smoke in your body. Give me Leviticus 11:7 about the food real quick. You know, because like I said, God gave us 5 categories of law. We got the civil law, moral law, how we deal with each other. You know what I'm saying? We got the dietary law, the foods that we eat, and we got the ceremonial law, the holidays that we celebrate, right? You see all of us got these fringes on, right? That's a part of the Bible. That's a part of our heritage. This is why we dress like this. Not because we want to, it's because it's fashionable. It's because God commanded us to do this. And we do everything that the Bible commands us to do. This is what makes us righteous. This is what gives us purpose. And you need purpose. We all need purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because America hasn't given us any purpose. America has only given us oppression. And that's why you see older men digging in the trash can. Some men come and sit up at this gas station and they sit here from morning to night drinking. And those are the examples that we see. You know what I'm saying? So we can't depend on our older men to give us purpose. The purpose is start right here. The purpose is what you see us doing right here. This is what you got to do. This is why y'all got you got a car? You got no car, right? But guess what? You got to watch online until you can get yourself together to come to the school. You know what I'm saying? It's commanded of us, bro. This is the only way. It ain't no other way. Going to the church, they're not going to tell you this. That's right. They're going to tell you, do what you want to do, live how you want to live. Right. It's okay to look at the women. It's okay to lust that. They're going to tell you all that is okay. But God said he going to judge you for that. Read on.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7. And the swan, though he divide the hoof, and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
Zephaniah 2 and 1, give me Amos 3, and we're going to wrap it up. So, this is what we got to do, bro. It's commanded of us as who? Who are we? We the Israelites, according to the Bible. You're an Israelite according to the Bible. You're not an African American. Right. And as an Israelite, you have a responsibility to the Lord. You got to start surrounding yourself with people who trying to make change. This is what the Lord told us right here. Read that.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
We are truly that nation that's not desired. Right. We that same nation that got put over here on slave ships and bought over here. And we've been sold to and fro. We got different last names because of our slave masters. You know what I'm saying? But not because of them. All this stems because we didn't keep the commandments of God. So we got to come back to keeping God's commandments. And you got to surround yourself with like-minded people. Give me Amos 3. Read that.
I want to start verse 1. Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
That's who we are. Read.
Against the whole family which are brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
So guess what? The Christian church will tell you that God came for everybody. Right here, Amos saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Meaning that God is only dealing with the people that you see on this sign. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's who Christ came for. That's who Christ died for. That's how we get grace. And grace is not a time period for you to do what you want. It's a time period to get yourself right because the Lord is coming back. Read.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
So that's what we got to do, bro. We got to come together. So you got a flyer? Call that number on the back, bro. Reach out. Because like I said, right now we planting the seed. It may not, Lord will, life last. It may not reach you right now. You know what I'm saying? But I guarantee it ain't going to be the last time you hear it. But it's up to you to make that change. You know what I'm saying? If you want change or you want something different to happen in your life, you got to do something different.
What is the nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brothers, be strong.